Hello there, and welcome to Going Coastal, where we look at the Great British Coast and all it has to offer. The sun, the sea, the surf. Sounds fun, doesn't it? But it's not. The sea can be dangerous, deadly, deceitful. This is the Going Coastal Series 2 Seaside Safety Special. That's slippery, Clive. I could hurt myself. Hey. Thank God. My whole life I've loved the coast, but recently I've been haunted by the words of my grandad who died twice, both times at sea.
Sea, you see, Donald, can be a very cruel mistress.
I couldn't stop thinking about Cariad Jones, who tried to swim around the coast and drowned following some really bad cramp. Whilst our lawyers have said Going Coastal isn't liable for that, I couldn't help thinking we haven't done enough. It was time to do something about it. The sea is a dangerous place, and before you go, always read the signs. You'll see here that there's unexploded shells, there's a water ski area, you don't want to do a Kirsty McCall. You've got beavers, and they can be very dangerous. V-slip, very slippery, that's what that means. Safety. Don't raise your hand. You might get it caught in a rope in the sail. Rip your arm clean off. Don't dance. Don't dance in the water. You might fall in, you drunken fool. Hey? Think. The sea. How deep was it? I really need to know. Because we're living in a world of fools. Fools who get drowned. See, look at it. That's at least several meters deep. Tides. Time. Running out of time. Those people down there could drown at any moment and they don't know it. The sea can come in just like that and take you away. Or bring you back in and smash against some rocks. Basically, either way it's bad. Cliffs are nature's way of keeping the dangerous water away from the land. But the cliffs themselves can be dangerous. They're very steep and slippery. They've got seagulls on them and they'll pick at your hands if you try and climb up. I don't know if you can see below me, but those waves there. There's some surfers out there, very much like the end of the action movie Point Break with Keanu Reeves and Patrick Swayze. It's a brilliant film that examines the human condition with action and guns and a great bit with a lawnmower. But right at the end, Patrick Swayze, he's paddling out and he's suffering, and Keanu Reeves, he doesn't stop him because he knows he's gonna die, but that's justice. But don't do that. You're not Patrick Swayze. It's dangerous. I'm sorry if you've not seen the film and I've spoiled the ending. It's still a great film. It's still a great experience. It's well worth watching. Don't watch the remake though. The best way to not drown at sea is to go out on a boat. But even then, there's no guarantee. Just ask Kate Winslet and Leonardo DiCaprio. He could have fit on that door. Safety starts before you even get on the beach. Remember, get onto the beach carefully and slowly. You won't always be falling onto sand. If you were a child in the 1980s, you'll have been growing up to be absolutely terrified of quicksand. So, when you're on the beach, you've got to make sure that the sand you're on is good and firm. This, it's slightly damp, but it still holds. It won't be sinking here. This is bad sand. You'll notice starting to sink already. Just avoid it where you can. You'll know you're in bad sand because you will start to feel a sort of sinking motion. Okay, Clive, I'm gonna need some help here actually. At Going Coastal, we hope you'll heed these words and stay shipshape and stay safe. But don't just take my word for it. We want to keep Britain's coast safe, and I'm here speaking to Seaside safety expert Roland Trout. Now Roland, how can people stay safe at the seaside?
Well, there's many ways to stay safe at the seaside. We introduced the safe guidelines a couple of years ago because people were drowning.
Right.
And, I mean, the statistics weren't very high. It was like 1 in 32, so not a great thing. But we thought we'd probably better do something. What I generally say to people is, one, just don't go. If you don't have to, then don't go.
But what if you do have to, like you're going on a holiday because you're sad or something?
You're sad, or maybe you've got children that just need to be happy, then you could book in some swimming lessons beforehand. Make sure that you and your loved ones can actually go 100 metres. But do bear in mind that swimming in a swimming pool isn't like the sea, and there's a lot of rip tides.
What are the key differences?
The key difference is in a swimming pool you don't have a tide that'll pull you back out, whereas when you've got the sea, it's a much stronger undercurrent. It can pull you out and you can drown quite easily.
Right. And if someone does urinate in the sea, it's not going to leave like a trail, like a
yes,
a
you can get away.
trail.
You can get away with that a lot more in the sea than you could in a swimming pool.
And that's the danger with seawater. Don't drink it. You don't know what you're drinking. Fact or fiction? You shouldn't go swimming after you've eaten a meal.
That's fiction. You can swim any time you like, really.
Even if it's quite a heavy meal, quite stodgy.
I don't think it really has any bearing on your ability to swim.
What if you're on a boat and you fall off into the water? What should you do?
Well, obviously make as loud a noise as you can so that people can hear that you've had a mishap. One thing to note though, that if you've fallen overboard on a ship's quite loud, so you'd have to be louder than the ship, really,
Right.
wouldn't you? If you think about it. Right,
so you fall off a ship, you've got no chance.
Well, get a life jacket. Get a life jacket before you fall off. That's what I'd say. I got involved because I was almost a victim myself.
A victim of the sea.
A victim of the sea, yes. Casual ignorance, I'd call it. Not knowing enough, which is, I think, things where people fall down. I was out swimming in the sea one day, and I could see people on the shore, and I was shouting, "Help! Help! I think I'm going to drown!" And unfortunately, there was a promenade next to me, and the man up on the promenade said, "Stand up," and I did. And I was in quite shallow water as happened, but I went through the process of drowning, as in my life flashed before my eyes, and thought I was going to see my loved ones again, and I thought, this is it for me, and my ignorance has brought me down. I've dropped a clanger, because it's not like a video game. It's not that you can just, start again if you die in the water.
So, Roland Trout, what are your top tips for staying safe at sea?
Well, as I said before, don't go in. Only go in if you know what you're doing. The second one is you can buy yourself a flotation device, as I say, like a lilo or something like that, or better still, go out with someone that's trained. So don't go swimming don't go swimming on your own. If you have a day out on your own, just by yourself, and you like a bit of peace and quiet, just don't do that.
And wear a helmet.
And wear a helmet, yes, wear a secured helmet at all times.
on this week's Going Coastal. Remember, stay safe, stay out of the water. Have a good day. On next week's Going Coastal, I'm looking for a big catch as I go fishing.
He's Johnny and a couple of jobbies.
Madeline Softcove explores coastal castles, and I'll be walking. And just keep walking, Donald. Keep walking.